Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And Libra, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for April 6th to the 12th. This week we have the Break the Chain Oracle card. We have Temperance, the Nine of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles, and the Devil. So we have four major arcana here, Libra. As you may know, I always say that the more major arcana, the more significant an event is and the more closely tied to our life lessons, our karmic contracts it can be. And I'm seeing a lot of major arcana come out at the moment, especially a lot around, release and big decisions, because I feel that many of us have been pretty much forced into a very deeply reflective period at the moment with what's going on and the self-isolation, lockdown, those sorts of situations. I think finally people have the time on their hands without the distractions of running around in the external world and maybe over socializing, eating and drinking and all these things, that we're actually sitting with ourselves and really being able to join the dots to see the pieces to, figure out what's truly meaningful in our lives. And, there's a lot of releasing going on. We're really going to be shifting consciousness on a global scale at the moment. So, I see a situation of toxicity here, definitely karmic, has made you feel quite unsteady for a while, and that is ready to be released now, but it's not necessarily going to be easy. But it needs to be released in order for that wheel to turn. We need to break that chain. I do think that it is something that is a pattern for you. With that Break the Chain Oracle card, it could have been something that's been inherited or passed down through the family. But in order to rewrite your future, Libra, this is what needs to happen, a big decision around the heart, in order to break those binds. So I'm just going to start off by reading out the Oracle card, Break the Chain. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. You're being called to heal your family line and free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they are not even ours to begin with. But we do not know another way of being, so we continue playing out the drama. And that's devil energy, guys. So think to yourself, what situations do you feel that you are playing out from the past, be it your own repeated cycle, or maybe a negative cycle that you might have picked up from your family, from your parents, and maybe that you're repeating that. Is that the cycle of having codependent relationships? Is it a cycle of addiction, leaning on crutches like alcohol, drugs, or overeating, overspending, all these kinds of things? Are some of you allowing family members to control you? That could be another reading of this. This is about you breaking free from controlling forces, from the puppeteers in your life. It really is time for you to be, to fly, to be free, to, really live through your own, what am I trying to say? By really living out your own destiny, not the destiny of others. It's about, breaking through the illusion. That's what I'm seeing here. So, and I want to read that with the Nine of Wands. I feel like you've been aware of this for a while and wanting to break free of it, but I feel like you've been kind of stuck in the 9 energy for quite a while. The 9 is not quite a 10, which 10 is a completion. We have completion number here this week. But kind of stuck at that crossroad of do I or don't I, have that difficult conversation, remove myself from that situation, end that relationship, whatever it is. But I really feel that this is the week that you're going to get the courage to do that. I mean, we see you here with the battle scars, the wounds and that sort of thing. And I think you've been carrying the wounds for long enough. You've been willing to kind of almost be the scapegoat or the martyr for that situation, but you're sick of it. You've had enough. You've had enough of looking over your shoulder, and you really want to, live a beautiful, joyful life. But first of all, we need to get this across the threshold to a 10, to a completion. But the warrior, he might have a few battle scars here, but he's still standing. He's not too injured. There's energy in the tank to get this over the line. With the devil energy, we see the lovers. We've got the lovers in the reading here too. and they're chained to the devil, but those chains are loose enough for these lovers to escape. So there's kind of a message here of like, were you voluntarily sort of staying in this situation longer than need be because there was some kind of payoff for the cost? So that could look like not wanting to rock the boat or bring it to a head because you're going to hurt other people, even though you yourself are probably hurting more than that. It could be not wanting to end a relationship because then you'll be in, financial, obviously it'll be a lot harder financially, or maybe you have to separate a home and you're worried about the children and all of that. But ultimately, toxic energy serves nobody, and over time it really sucks your life force. That's why the devil has these bat wings. So it's really important that we shatter that illusion and free ourselves to break the chains. It's time to break them. That's what the Oracle card is saying, because that is the key to rewriting the future. I find it interesting that the devil is next to the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Pentacles. So I do think the situation, like I said before, is karmic for you. You were meant to learn something from it, but that cycle is complete now. And it's when we stay in karmic contracts longer than the lesson, that's when things go bad, and we can start to, like, a health can break down, or we can get other issues from it. We can become stuck and stagnant. I mean, we have it also next to the Two of Pentacles. In this particular context, to me, this is the instability. Some of you might have been having some issues with mental health, or just feeling unstable or worried about the instability that might come once you free yourself from the situation. But I think you're going to be feeling a lot more grounded once you release that energy. So I did want to go to these cards next, the Lovers and the Two of Pentacles. So really there's a big decision that needs to be made, Libra. Now, before, the Lovers was sort of just seen as the card of twin flame or soulmate. It was the card of big decisions, big heartfelt decisions, or decisions around matters of the heart. So I feel like there's a big decision that needs to be made in order to break the chain. And that's why it's so difficult, because I feel like it probably involves a partner or a family member, someone who's really close to you, and somebody who you may have been playing the game, going along with whatever this is, even though you knew all along what was going on. You may have led them to believe that you're not aware of the situation, not aware of the fact that they were controlling you or puppeteering you in some way. So I feel like when you come out and say your piece, they're going to be really surprised. But we need to have the courage to do that, and that will be so liberating for you, because then you will be the one who feels, powerful and in control of yourself. Not that you want to control the other person, but in control of yourself. And that is going to be the key to becoming steady, stable, grounded again, having both feet on the ground, getting out of this sense of emotional turmoil. I also feel that this Two of Pentacles links to indecision. I think maybe some of you have wanted to bring this to a head for a while, but you've been in indecision because you don't want to rock the boat, because you don't want to open this can, because you don't really know what it's going to lead to. But it is the right time for it. The karmic contract is complete, so it's just all about having the courage to do that this week. Time to even things out and get some balance in your life, rather than feeling like you're having to juggle everything. Yeah, look at this. Wheel of Fortune and Temperance. So, the Wheel of Fortune is a number 10. This is the completion. And this is the completion at the right time. It was, destined that this is the right time to complete this, to bring this out into the open, to have that difficult conversation, to make that hard decision, whatever it is for you. Because the Wheel of Fortune is about karmic contracts and saying that this one's complete, and that wheel wants to spin for you now. The wheel spins to propel you into your next chapter, because this one has closed. And often the decisions that you make now can have a 10-year impact. And so, we really want to make the right decisions for our lives. That's the Wheel of Fortune can have a 10-year projected energy. So it says that, yes, it's the right time. That wheel wants to spin, and it wants to spin you into a whole new direction. I mean, we have Temperance here. Now, Temperance is that card of recalibrating, healing, and getting back into balance, getting back into a sense of stability again, so that then you can carry on a whole new chapter from a whole new place. I feel like life's going to change for you significantly. Temperance, I mean, this angel is moving the waters of life between these cups, doing the spiritual alchemy in order to level the score, in order to bring things back into balance. And when I see the triangle, the equilateral triangle on the angel's gown, I always say that the 3 sides stand for our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. So we need to now, address all of those areas to become unshakable, because it doesn't matter what side you push on an equilateral triangle, it doesn't fall down. It's one of the most stable structures. So this is about you becoming that stable structure in your life. I think that's how you're going to feel after breaking this chain. You're going to be stronger. And the more you do this work, the more you do this inner work, that's when, this new dawn, this new day, this new beginning starts to open up for you. And that sun energy is going to illuminate the path out of this. So we just have some rebalancing and some healing work to do first. Both of these cards have deep sense of spirituality and divine guidance. So there's a big message here that this is the right time. This is very karmic, and it's really time for you to break that chain, no matter how difficult it's going to be for you, Libra. You are going to really liberate yourself through this. Okay, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I wish you all the best with it this week. Do keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. Feel free to leave me a comment, because I always love to know how it's playing out in your daily life. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.